Welcome to Marketing Mistakes and How to Avoid Them. Join Stacy and learn from her 20 years of experience as she shares top-notch advice on marketing best practices for brands and walks you through how to leverage entertainment content and influencer partnerships to increase your brand's overall consumer engagement and, most importantly, your sales.
Welcome to another episode of Marketing Mistakes and How to Avoid Them. I'm Stacy Jones, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to get your team to blog and why it's just so important for your company to do so. Look, I know you're thinking that pulling teeth could be more fun, but the thing is, we've actually figured out a way to make it work. And our agency blogs every week, including holidays and during our busiest times of the year, which really nowadays seems to be always. It's the primary way how we approach inbound marketing, and we've been doing it since 2012. And it's gotten us a lot of client leads and new business. It absolutely pays for itself. But does that mean it's easy? And does that mean that everyone on our team rushes to turn in their blog so we have a ton of content all of the time? I wish. In fact, getting blogs written is always a bit of a struggle, but we have finally managed to make it so core to the culture of our company that it's a task that everyone participates in. In fact, getting blogs written is always a bit of a struggle, but we've finally managed to make it so core to the actual culture of our company that it's a task that everyone participates in. Literally everyone, except for the office dogs, blog. From myself, the CEO of our company, through all of our employee team members, to even our interns. Blogs are written every week. And I will be the first to absolutely say that getting your team to be willing to write for your brand or agency as an added duty is no easy task. Most people are not natural writers, and having a blog assignment sends them back to the terrors of high school English assignments, and they rebel by simply not writing, or writing with no heart. And that is exactly what you don't want to have, because no one is interested in reading blog content that has no personality to it. So, don't expect your office to be lining up enthusiastically turning in 800 plus word count blogs without making it a must-do versus I'd like you to do it job duty. I have heard often from other agency owners and brand executives that the task of creating a weekly blog is absolutely impossible. But my agency is proof that it's not impossible. And in fact, we've written over 700 blogs. That's right, 700. Quite a bit more than that, actually. And that's a lot of blogs. Some are great, and some are just okay. And it's not always the blogs that I think will be the most popular that get thousands of reads every month. But they are consistently read, and I hear from people all of the time, unsolicited, that they appreciate the educational value it brings to them. We started writing back in 2012, as I mentioned, but we're lucky that we got out one blog per week at that time. And I wrote almost all of them myself, as I had no idea how to get buy-in from the rest of our team. Nor did I know how to actually get them to write in a way that it sounded like they were an expert, because not all of them were. 2013 and 2014 pretty much played out the same way, as I'd bring up the idea and get it swatted down. And that was before I realized I was in enough of a power position that my requests were turned into requirements. And, it can be a turning point for business stakeholders to realize that they truly run the coop and can make demands for things their team might be a bit resistant to, as it was for me. So my next parlay into trying to get other team members to write was by creating it as part of their job description right when they were hired. And that worked a little bit better, and eventually a lot better. So we started writing 2 to 3 blogs a week consistently. I still had so many weeks where my husband watched me madly write at the 11th hour past midnight on Sunday nights to make sure our blog newsletter, that we also started sending out every Monday morning, had content in it to read. And then we managed to get to that magic number of 4 to 5 blogs per week. Triumph! We now consistently hit that number, and I'm no longer banging my head quite so hard against the table to quite the same degree as I was before, as we built an incentive program that works, and it gets the blogs written. Not just by me. I still have my weeks where my mad dash Sunday writing happens, but overall, we've created a solution to get everyone to write, which I'm going to talk about more. Just hang on. The amount of blogs you write actually does matter. And so when you heard me just say 4 or 5 blogs a week, I heard you gasp. It's a lot of writing. We produce a lot of content. And it does seem like that's a crazy number to try to achieve. I mean, come on. That's over 200 blogs a year. How much can we possibly know to be able to write that much, right? But that's what Google research was saying we needed to do a couple of years ago to truly get traction, that we needed at least 16 blogs a month. And I will tell you, it worked. With each blog written, our viewership impressions would rise, and not simply by the number of blogs written, but by some weird, tricky math formula where we were seeing doubling, tripling, or more views based on the number of blogs we wrote. The more we wrote, the higher that incremental return would be. And our views went from the hundreds every month to over 15,000, and still growing. Google liked what we wrote consistently, and now typically positions our content on the first page for key search terms. We've made ourselves a recognized and validated contributor to all things influencer and entertainment marketing driven on the internet. And in today's world of preference to inbound marketing versus outbound advertising strategies, that has made a world of difference to our actual agency income. But there was still resistance from others on the team to join in on writing. So I kept upping the stakes from pleading and begging, and trust me, I begged, to finding a reward system that actually worked. So why we write? Let's take a little bit of a deeper look into that. In our office, I mandate that everyone writes. It's how I see the potential for our business to continue to grow and survive. I've watched many of our competitors go out of business, and I know that our writing is helping keep us in business. It's not only what gets us new business through clients who read our blogs and then reach out, but even more importantly, it makes our team continue to learn. In order to write, you either need to know the subject matter already, which I do, so that makes it easier for me to write, or to be able to research, pulling together ideas, and making a plan. And that's something an intern is going to really have to spend time doing. And with how fast technology and the social world is changing things, keeping abreast of new trends, marketing tactics, and advertising means having better solutions and knowledge to help our clients continue to grow their own companies. So when our team is challenged with a subject and not sure how to provide something even close to an expertise viewpoint or a strongly stated point of view of a marketing strategy, they figure it out. And teaching your team to figure things out, to do research, to come up with new ideas, it keeps us energized and at the ready to help clients in even more ways. And it's actually that, figuring things out, that the whole educational school system has evolved to, which is what the fundamentals of Common Core are all about. It's not about memorizing facts and stats, but having the ability to find the information and make it understandable to yourself and others. And that's what you have to be able to do when you're writing a blog. Plus, our team's own communication via email and even conversation has improved because through blog writing, they begin to think in a more ordered fashion, providing the setup, the facts, and a takeaway conclusion. And that's why I don't just say screw it and go out and outsource third-party writers, which I could do, and which financially might actually be a smarter move, as the hours it can take for a team member to write, when I figure in the cost of their hourly salary, can be quite high. I'm actually investing in my team, though, by making them write, even if they don't see it, because it is improving them as individuals, and it's improving their capabilities for their current and their future career. But hiring third-party writers is an option for brands and agencies to consider. And quite frankly, it's a great way to start a blog program so that you know you absolutely will have content to post and you don't have my 11th hour past midnight mad dashes of writing. It's one of the reasons brands actually hire us. I'm going to wrap up this podcast right now. And in my next podcast, just because I like keeping these so short and sweet, I'm going to give you our formula for getting our team to blog. It's not perfect, but it does work most of the time. And it, like everything, always has room for improvement. Stop by HollywoodBranded.com for more tips, and you'll also find our library, which has infographics, white papers, ebooks, and videos, or our blog, which I've just been discussing, blog.hollywoodbranded.com, which has hundreds, as in over 700, of helpful hints on how to make brands' influencer and entertainment content partnerships a success from the get-go. That's it for this episode. I hope it was helpful, and please let me know if you have any feedback. I'll see you next week. And as always, if you need a little or a lot of help, my agency, Hollywood Branded, is here to lend a hand. If you'd leave a review or any questions I can address in the future, I'd really appreciate it, as your feedback helps me know my advice is valuable and interesting to you.
Are you ready to make the magic of product placement, celebrity event activations, or influencer partnerships help your sales? Visit HollywoodBranded.com to gain access to free content to learn which key tactics best fit your brand. You'll find surveys, webinars, daily blogs, ebooks, and guides, all created to make sure you have access to the best possible marketing practices. Let's make that entertainment marketing magic happen for you.